When Theory Sabers offered me the chance to collaborate on another Origin saber, I jumped at the chance. When I joined George Lucas on Star Wars to create the user universe for him, lightsabers didn't exist. The only reference I could find was one of the paintings that George brought from Ralph McQuarrie of Darth Vader in the Death Star corridor holding a lightsaber, and his hand hid all of the detail of it. All you could see were the two ends. I couldn't afford at the time to make anything. My budget was too constrained, so I found an MPP and that sufficed. Now when George asked me to direct second unit on Return of the Jedi, I'd stopped set decorating and become a director. I'd made two short films and was starting a feature. I noticed that Darth Vader's lightsaber had changed. It transpired that all of his sabers from Empire Strikes Back had gone missing. So the set decorator had to cobble one together, and they used one of my original Graflexes. We'd actually sold 33 were sold to the original production, and he'd cobbled one of those together and they'd remade an end for it, but it doesn't quite match. Now, it just got me thinking at the time, and if I'd have been the set decorator, I would immediately use the budget that was now available and created a lightsaber that I think warranted that iconic look, you know, you first see when he walks into the corridor in A New Hope, black silhouetted image. I think he deserved a lightsaber which I had designed then and which I now call the Father, and I've now been able to bring to everybody to see what I think Darth Vader warranted. It's aged because, reading all the history of how Darth Vader got his lightsaber, it obviously came from an older Sith Lord, and it would have had a red crystal. So my idea, and I wanted these veins of red light, I wanted to imagine that the power of the dark force, every time he held that saber handle, came through him and reminded him of his anger and hatred and fueled his status as Darth Vader, just as Palpatine had done with his suit. So what I think happened, and this fits how my saber works, is that Darth Vader used all of this anger and hatred and bled that red crystal, bled all of the powerful dark energy into the saber handle, and that left a white crystal inside which powered the blade. We actually are offering you a red crystal just as a gift to go with this saber. I think that there was one little tiny green light we had put in, and that's because it visually kind of explains that what Obi-Wan Kenobi believed and what Luke believed, that somewhere Anakin was still there and could be redeemed, and that gives us the visual clue that he could be redeemed, as happened at the end of this film with Luke and his father. Anakin actually fulfills the hero's journey. He's the one who brings it all to balance.